So anyways, to circle back to what I'm trying to speak about today is I really have a lot of things that are heavy on my heart, and I feel like one of them is the devil is a liar. And I know that kind of seems like, where's that coming from, especially because the topic of what I'm trying to speak about seems so different. But truthfully, the devil is a liar, and he will lie to you, and he will make it appear that these doors that are closing and these obstacles along our path that we are walking down that we know is right for us, that they're closing because there's something wrong with us, or all of the self-talk and the negative talk that's going to come in the head, like, you're not supposed to be going down this path, you're not good enough for this path, you need to turn around, you need to stop, all the lies that we hear. They're lies. They're simply just lies, and the devil is a liar, and the devil will lie. And it's whatever you perceive it to be, and with that being said, we have to stay strong, and we have to continue to question everything that's going on in our lives and question everything that we hear. And we need to be able to discern, is this the truth? Is this truthful? When we hear those lies, when we're walking down the path and we feel an obstacle along our way, and that negative talk starts happening and the devil starts speaking in our ear, and normally I don't use words as harsh as that, and I wouldn't normally say things like this, but the truth is that we are in spiritual warfare. There's spiritual battles going on, and that is just the truth of it. It's the truth. It's honestly not what I want to hear some days, and it's not something I want to think about, but it's something that we have to think about, and it's just the truth. And we need to be strong enough and in our sound minds to be able to discern those things. And I think a lot of the time when these doors are closing in front of us and we're unable to walk down this path, instead of it being these lies that we're hearing, that we're not good enough and that we're worthy enough, it's trusting that God is closing that door for us, and God is putting the obstacle along our path. And it's not to punish us, and it's not to harm us, and it's not to do any type of ill to us, but it's for purpose. It is for a reason. I firmly believe that every single thing in our lives is for a reason and for purpose. And sometimes you don't know what that purpose is and what that reasoning is until months later, years later, weeks later, and that's okay. It's not for us to always know. But there's power in trusting that. There's great power in trusting that. And I'm just taking a second because it's like, this is so powerful. It's really on my heart. It's really on my mind. It's just like something that is it's so present in my life right now, and I'm walking through it. And I just feel like, for context and examples, like, I'm in a situation where I feel I've been trudging up this mountain for years and years and years and years and years of my life, and months and months and months and months, and I'm trudging and I'm trudging and I'm trudging, and it feels like there's been obstacle after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle after closed door after closed door after closed door. And I'm kind of at a point today where I'm like, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm starting to hear the talk of, like, you're not worthy, you're not enough, this isn't for you. All of the things that I know are promised to me, and I know that I'm walking towards, and I know we're on the other side of all these obstacles. I know what's on the other side of all this, but it's almost like I had a moment of doubt, of questioning myself, and of being like, should I just, like, what would it look like if I just stopped here and I just gave up and I just started walking the other way? And the other way is not continuing to trudge up the mountain, but the other way is to start walking down and being like, I'm done. And not in a way of I am surrendered, but in a way of I give up. I can no longer do this. And it honestly almost I don't want to say it almost got me, but I want to say it really had me questioning myself. And it's just this negative talk, this negative self-talk, it almost got me. And I had to stop and I had to question what is going on. What's happening right now, and what is this obstacle, and what is this closed door, and what does this mean? There's power in questioning. There's power in knowing yourself. There's power in being able to pause and reflect on a situation and to get the truth out of it. There's power in that. And as I paused and I took my moment to evaluate what is going on here, I realized the power of what it means to do that, and that every single obstacle and every single closed door is either or both showing us, it's showing us something. There's something there that we need to open up, that we need to look at, that we need to reflect on, and that we need to do differently. So when we get to this, when and if this obstacle appears again, we're going to say, you know what? I did that. I went through that. Here's what this taught me, or here's what it showed me how to do. And then you apply that. Maybe that obstacle, for example, this obstacle right now is teaching me management of things in my life, management of my time, management of my energy, management of all these things, right? Management of my self-awareness, how aware I am of myself, and all these things. And I'm struggling with this, and I'm hitting an obstacle. And I know if I can sit down with myself here and I can observe what this is trying to show me, that if I come upon this again, it's not going to look so big, because I'm going to know, okay, I've been here before. I've done this before. I know what this looks like. I know what I need to do. Maybe I need to go harder on what the solutions were the last time that I was here. Or maybe this, or maybe that. And then you evaluate again. But what you don't do is give in to the temptation of being like, I am done, I give up. There is truth, and there is, I don't even know what the words are, but there is something very special about not giving up and continuing forward. At times, it can seem so overwhelming and impossible, but honestly, I feel like I've made the pact with myself over the course of the last couple months, maybe it was even a year and a half, where I just decided I'm not giving up. I'm gonna keep going. There is nothing that can stop me from continuing on. Whatever it takes, whatever I need to do, I will do it, and I will keep walking this path that I know I am supposed to be on, and that I know I'm supposed to be walking. And that just is what it is. And when you make that promise with yourself and you declare that you are going to walk the path that you are meant to walk, nothing will stand in your way. And then you begin to understand that when God closes a door, it's because you're not supposed to be there. And there's another way. Or when you reach an obstacle, it's because there's lessons there for you. If there was not lessons there for you, it wouldn't be an obstacle. You would walk right through it. There's information for you. There's things that you need to learn. That is the only reason why you would be faced with that. And that's what this journey of life is, right? It's literally like, to me, like this walk up this giant mountain where you trudge and you learn lessons, and there's obstacles, and you're walking along a path, and there's doors that close, or there's the path is no longer there, and you have to pivot, and you need to continue on, and you go another way, and then you go another way, and it's just the journey of life. And eventually, if you continue on, you will get to where you need to go. But there's options. With everything in life, there's options. You can decide. You can choose to not continue on, or you can make a promise to yourself that you will continue to walk no matter what it looks like, no matter if there's rain, no matter if there's shine, no matter if there's a storm, no matter whatever. We all have to continue walking and continue stepping, and understand that there is no such thing as punishment. No one's trying to punish you. No one's trying to make your life hard. Everything is for you, for your greatest good, for you to learn, for you to understand, for you to XYZ a million things. So as I was in the place where it felt hard and I started to hear lies being told, I started to doubt myself. It's like, no, just simply no, not today. You stay strong, you discern, use your discernment, and at the end of the day, you continue on and on and on and on and on, and you just keep going and you keep learning and you get stronger and stronger and stronger. And when you walk with knowing that you are going to keep that promise to yourself to keep going no matter what the weather is, no matter what's going on, that you're going to keep walking and you're going to keep trudging and you're going to stay true to yourself and stay in alignment with what is for you, nothing will be able to stop you. There's no force. There's nothing. So it's one of those things, almost like everything that is simple but so complicated all at the same time. So with that, I leave it as it is and I let that be what it is, and I continue along with my path, and I pray that everyone is doing the same and that we all have the strength to keep going and the knowingness that we will be okay and that we will make it to where we need to be, because we all will. And with that, I am going to part ways and sit with my own situation a little bit more in depth and figure out there's a lot of doors that are closing for me right now, and I need to pivot. I need to start to walk on a new path, and that is perfectly fine, even though in the moment it seems very frightening because I don't know what it's going to look like to walk in a new way, but I trust fully that it is the right thing to do and that what is meant for me will find me, and that is what will happen. So, all the blessings, all the love. Thanks for listening.